Hello friends, welcome to Squared Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be doing a flip through of all of my June after the pen spreads here in my catch-all Frankenplanner. I'll be showing you guys a little bit of my planner setup, along with those completed spreads for 4 of the 5 planners I have in here. So if that sounds good, let's jump in. First off, I have my DIY cover here that I just reset in my summer refresh video. If you want to see that, I'll show you how I am using it. I'm really liking this matte cover. It definitely helps hide any scratches. I don't see any scratches on here. Although I will say that the oils from, just surfaces or your fingers do start to build up after a while on the matte cover. So scratches, oils, we'll see. I'm going to try and use a little bit of alcohol later in the month and see if that helps clean things off and refreshes the cover. But overall, very happy with these matte covers that I created. And like I said, you can see more about those in that summer refresh video I recently put up. I also have my catch-all Frankenplanner here on 1.75-inch rings, which are Happy Planner Classic, expander rings. And that's pretty much it as far as the housing for my planner. Like I said, I've got this cover here. Let's get things lined up. Next, we have my DIY sticky dash with its pocket on the back, and it has a pocket here, have a video on that if you want to see more. I also DIY'd these pen loops with a strip of leather, and then I have my metal friction pen here as my primary writing instrument. This is my favorite. It erases, so my planner stays fairly neat and tidy. If you're looking for something like that, highly recommend the friction pens. I will have most of the accessories and items I'm describing in this planner down in the description. If you want to see specific parts of my planner, like the dividers, the pens, things like that you're kind of seeing the accessories. And then what printables I'm using as well, which I'll be going through when we get into that section. Okay, enough housekeeping. Next, we have the main kind of divisions of my planner, which are here on the side tabs. I have 6 tabs which divide my planner into inbox, goals, productivity, collections, schedules, and then at the near back, my reference tab. And my inbox to start off with is just a DIY dashboard with my printable from my Etsy shop. This is the inbox getting things done method from David Allen, which these inserts are based on, and I have a video if you want to know more about using an inbox system. Next, we have my goals tab, and again, another DIY dashboard with my kind of DIY, again, goals inserts. I like to do more of a creative goals page setup for each year. So my 2025 goal setup looks like this. I've got my vision board or vision statement and word of the year cover page, along with my vision board on the back. I also have some quarterly pages that I've been setting up each quarter. So we just finished setting up quarter 3, and then I'll be doing quarter 4 on the back in October or late September. If you want to know more about my goal setup and how I do goal setting, I do have separate videos on that as well. My next tab is my productivity tab. And in here is where I house basically all of the productivity tools that I use to improve my efficiency, I guess, in productivity. I have this morning routine list that I made, along with my master schedule, which I kind of figure out to help me time block my week. And then I also have a block schedule format in case I just need a little bit of loose guidance for the day. I also have my Kanban board in here. That's it for now. I haven't had to reference these very often lately. I've kind of got a routine going. So a lot of this stuff is just kind of there in case I need a quick reminder of what to do. Next, we have my collection section. This is a new section to my planner this year. I've had a little bit of a tough time with this section this year, just keeping up with it. I really wanted to try a reading journal, and it's just been really difficult for me to find time to fill it out. So I don't know if it's going to be something I keep long term. It was fun while it lasted, but I didn't really spend too much on it. I got some printables and I did a setup video, but other than that, it's still pretty, cheap, I guess would be the right word to say, of a setup. So I wouldn't have to, commit long term if it didn't work out, which worked out, obviously, because I haven't been able to keep up with it. But I do want to do a massive refresh of it, or, basically go through and update everything. So, when I have the time, when things slow down a little bit for me, maybe I'll end up doing that. I do have my little library card here, which I keep track of. This is the only thing I've been able to keep up with regularly of all the books that I'm reading in and out. This was a free printable from me, oodles of years ago, but it's still available as a freebie if you're interested. But basically, yeah, so that's the only thing I've been able to really kind of keep up with, so I can track which books are in and out as I finish them. All these other pages, I just really haven't had time to get into and do more with. So the fifth section is my schedule section. This is where all of the planners are housed for all of the dated pages, I guess is the best way to say it. So my first setup is my year planner, but basically it's all the annual pages that I use along with my memory keeping monthly, which you'll see. So these pages really don't move in and out. I have a year at a glance with my important dates and holidays insert. That was a freebie I gave away with my planner setup. And then I have my future log. Pretty much I think all of the layouts and inserts you're seeing in here are from my shop. So if there's something you're looking for, check the video description down below. You should be able to find what you're looking for if you want to know more about these layouts. But yeah, so this one was my future layout, and I just finished up the month of June, so we're on to the next half of the year. I have a tab in here because I do check this every day, and then I also like to be able to get to it when I need to write something in new. It's a nice way to have everything at a glance for the year and be able to pull in items as they come up, so they don't have to be in a specific kind of numeric order or anything like that. You just plop them in where they fit and then color code on your monthly up here so you can kind of see what's coming up week by week. And then this is the key I made. I basically used a sticker page on one side and then just like a piece of paper on the other so that I could pull these dots directly and put them into the insert. And my next tab is actually my work schedule tab. I forgot to close this off. I'm not going to share this, but basically it's just a perpetual calendar with the dates and things that I need for my upcoming freelance work. So that's what's next. And again, something I check every day. Then I have my yearly habits tracker, and this is what I use to track basically the self-care items I just want to keep up with and make sure that I'm taking care of myself. And this really worked out, just getting in the swing of things back from the pandemic when things got off track and I wasn't having to go anywhere, working from home. So just kind of keeping up with those basic things that, are self-care items. And then we have the last tab, which is my year memory tab. And this is a monthly, aligned monthly from my shop. I do a theme setup for this section every month. I have it kind of as a standalone 4-page set. So it has the cover divider, the monthly, and then a month end notes page on the back, which is set up as a currently page. So this is how it turned out for the month of June, and basically what I'm doing is just adding a highlight from each day and either writing it in with just basic fonts or doodling in something just to make it more fun. And that's it. Nothing too strenuous as far as memory keeping, but it just helps differentiate each day from one another. So this one turned out pretty good, I thought. Kind of cute. Loved the colors in the theme. On the back, I have my currently page, and usually I like to track a couple things, my reading, what I'm watching that month especially, and then sometimes what I'm listening to, and then whatever kind of other things that come to mind when I'm setting this up that might be fun to track. So that was my June setup, and I have July already in there. I'm going to go ahead and move this out now that it's finished. And then I'm going to pop it into its storage planner. Basically, this is where all of the after the pens live for that memory keeping section. And I have these on some really small, 1-inch plastic rings as archival rings, since I'm not in this very often, once a month, basically. So they don't need to be anything special, and it helps condense things down on my shelf. So that's it. Just got a plain cover and some random dividers to help me separate out each month when I need to grab it. Okay, so like I said, we already have July in there. We're ready to move on to the next planner, which is my faith planner. So this month, my faith planner really, I don't know, it just fell off a lot. I don't know what happened, but it started out really strong in May, and then something just kind of, I don't know if it was just burnout or what, but something just kind of went off and I couldn't get it back come June. So you're going to see a lot of empty spots and pages in this planner this time around, but for the month overview section, I did keep up with this. So the very first tab in my planner is my faith overview tab. So I check this every day. I do my morning prayer off my prayer list, and then I track my habits, which is my morning prayer, my daily Bible reading, the application from that daily Bible reading that I read, and then my daily lettering. And then over here we have a little section for a spiritual check-in with prompts, and I filled that out, but that was about it. As far as the theme, I like to theme out my monthly faith planner in all the same themes. So this one was this really kind of pretty honeybee floral theme, and I really liked it actually in the color scheme. So next I have the faith monthly, and this is where I track the verses that I read as part of that daily Bible reading, and then also my little takeaway. As you can see, really dropped off near the end. I was doing a lot of binge reading, which is why you'll see the verses written in, but nothing else. So I may have missed a couple days and then kind of caught up all in one day and so on and so forth, but didn't end up having time to do the application off of all of the reading. Yeah, like I said, really loved the theme. It just wasn't enough to keep me interested. I was just feeling really busy and burnt out, and so just decided to give myself grace and allow myself to let this go for a little bit. So for the weeklies, I was doing the verse of the day lettering. So basically I use an app called YouVersion Bible app, and in it feeds my daily Bible reading. I read through the Bible once a year, and then I also have my verse of the day kind of from that, and I will pencil it in and then pen it in to match up with the theme as far as the color scheme. So this was the first week, and I did get a few in here. Only missed Sunday, it looks like, for this first week. The second week, I ended up doing all the days, which was nice. This day in particular looks a little bit weird because I ended up using a blue pen on it without even thinking. It was the first thing on the page, and I didn't even pull the right pen and just started writing things in. And yeah, so I ended up having to white it out and then redo it, and yeah, just kind of a mess. But some of these turned out really good. I really like how this one turned out. And I do have a lettering series if you kind of want to know how I approach my Bible lettering. there is a series of like 3 or 4 videos that kind of explain how to vary your fonts and change from your basic handwriting into other ideas so that you can get started doing this for yourself if you're interested. So here's the next week. I got a couple in. Looks like I got 4 days out and some good ones in here, but I think this was about where I started to really drop off as far as doing my faith planning in the morning. Yeah, see, I didn't do anything for the next week, which was kind of a bummer because I really did like this theme a lot. But like I said, it just wasn't enough to motivate me to finish it up, unfortunately. Same with the back page. So this is the section I call my faith project page. I download this little Bible plan from Little Faith's blog every month. She sends it to you once a month, which is nice. I don't have to think about it. It's ready to go, and then I can just kind of follow along each month. And it started out pretty strong. I got the first weekend and then did a couple of the tasks that are below, but then I didn't finish the reading. Basically, it was going through the book of Acts in sections, and then each one gives you a little bit of a thing to do to help renew your faith this month. So I did a couple of them, but I just wasn't finding the time to keep up with this, unfortunately. So actually, that's it for my faith planner. I'm going to go ahead and move that out now. And it goes into its storage planner, which is this one here. It's been a while since I haven't done that many or missed that many days in my faith planner, so it's kind of a bummer, but I've just been really dragging in the mornings and just scatterbrained and tired. So I haven't really committed to this like I'd wanted to in the beginning of the month. But I have a little bit of a change for July. In case you missed that faith planner setup, I decided only to set up the first 2 spreads of my July planner and then skip the weeklies and not put those in at all, and then just have the back page for the project. So this month will be a little bit different when you see the after the pen. We're going to try it and see if it helps, renew my spirit and get me back into the verse of the day lettering as I was before. But everything's set up there for the month of July. I also share this last tab, this faith project tab, with my cleaning schedule. I have this laminated cleaning schedule I made a few years ago. I'm still using. I basically just use a Sharpie pen to fill out the month, and then I will check off the cleaning items each week as I need to. And at the end of the month, I just wipe it down with some alcohol and refresh it. So I have that there, and in that way I remember to check it being next to that, being, on this tab, so I know I'm opening up this section every day to look at it. And then on the back, I have the more annual spring cleaning items that I should be tackling and will tackle in the future. Okay, so the next planner we have is my health planner. So this is the 3rd planner in this schedule section. The first spread is my health overview spread. I have some habits that I'd like to track here, so I have those in, along with a step tracker. This is a custom page that I made for myself, but I do sell a step tracker separately along with this fasting hours, which is sold separately with a couple of different versions as part of that insert. So I use this fasting tracker. I do 1 meal a day fasting usually, although you can kind of see it's not very consistent. Anything with like a dotted line is a space between one meal and another meal or snack. So if it's just like 2 dots with a straight line, that was like my eating window. And then the next day, which is usually a good kind of 1 meal a day fasting day. But lately I've been needing to snack, or I've been eating too early in the day and then wanting more food later in the evening. So that's how the month went. Again, it wasn't too hard on myself. I kind of play fast and loose with the fasting because I'm just basically doing it trying to elongate how much time my body has for autophagy or esophagy, or I don't know how you say it. But anyway, I know what it is. Basically for your cells to start renewing and cleansing, because I have a lot of chronic allergies and asthma and stuff. So just trying to give my body some time to clean up and get rid of any inflammation and stuff that's lingering in there to give me hopefully better health outcomes in the future. But like I said, I kind of play fast and loose with that, so just FYI. So I'm using the 12-hour version of the fasting tracker, but there is a 24-hour version included in case that's what you need instead. I also track the total hours here, and then in the notes section is where I track my start and stop times for my eating, basically when I start fasting and when I stop fasting, that kind of thing. And that helps me calculate the fasting hours. As far as the theme, all of the monthly pages are in the same theme, but I don't do setup videos on this because usually I just throw down stickers and hope for the best. And so this month turned out pretty good. Having a little bit of design really does help or make me engage more with the planner and be more excited to fill out the pages. So I try a little bit harder these days on the health planner when I can. Okay, so here is my health monthly, and I have been tracking, I think for the last 3 months or so, my workouts on this page, along with my total calories and my protein intake for the day. So this is like eating calories, not workout calories, and then the protein. I had some goals to get to 100 grams of protein per day, so this was just kind of helping me track my food and then get my macros out of it, including my protein, which was the most important. I also have a dot anywhere where I had a no sugar day. This month, I started eating my pecans, again, the praline pecans, which are just like pecans covered in butter and sugar. I feel like they're a semi-healthy snack, very loosely semi-healthy snack, but I still won't count them as a no sugar day. Try to be strict on myself when I am setting goals. I also added this month some averages for the month. So I had my average daily calories, which was kind of high this month. I noticed I had a few days that were over 2,000, in the high 2,000, well, not the high 2,000s, in the just over or, mid 2,000s. And so that's a lot of calories. So kind of wanted to look at what days those were and adjust my intake of whatever was really pushing me over the edge. But I was very happy to see that my average daily protein was 93 grams when 100 grams was my goal. So I got really close, because adding a lot of protein when you're only eating one meal a day is very challenging. I was doing pretty good, but I think that the adding more protein also added more calories, which is why I was getting more higher totals. And then finally, I tracked my workouts, and this is a great workout month. I got 53 total workouts. Each one of the lines is an individual style of workout each day. So most days I was doing 2 workouts a day, which was great. And as you can see, it's all themed out in that same beachside theme. This was the first week in June, and I loved how this turned out. I haven't done many plan with me's, so I don't believe there was a plan with me on this. I think I just ended up throwing this together one weekend, but really liked how it turned out. I believe these stickers are from it's not recipe, it's like something like Don't Quit Cooking or Let's Cook or something like that, from the Happy Planner sticker book, mixed with a PT tape of stickers that I got from Journal Say, mostly, and then some other food recipe books for some fill-in items. And then just a nice pretty rainbow. I've got my stat stickers, which I make myself, and then basically just kind of, again, the rainbow. And then at the bottom here, I have my food log. So stats, my workouts here, and then my food log for the day. This one I may have done a setup video for, a plan with me. I cannot remember, but I really liked how this one turned out as well. Very kind of tropical, jungly, not really jungly, but like maybe, I don't know, prehistoric forest. I don't know. But I liked the greens. I liked the hexagon edition, and just something a little bit fun and different, lots of layering with the stickers and the cardstock washi, and I think I also added in some splatter of white calligraphy ink. So here is the next week. This one was a simple one, but again, can't go wrong with a rainbow spread. So this one turned out really cute. I just did a couple of clusters here for my workout tracking, and then of course, empty space for the food log and my stats trackers. And this was the final week. This one was really cute as well. Another one I think I just threw together. Wanted to play with this ocean wave tape that I gotten from Journal Say. Oh yeah, if I haven't mentioned, I think these are branch stickers from Amazon that I got on a roll. And then this one was a mix of PET tape stickers and like sticker paper, label paper from Journal Say. A lot of these were from Journal Say. So these are Live Love Posh florals, and this was a tape from Journal Say, this wave tape. And I think this was from Play Anything, the quote. Otherwise, just kind of some boxes matched up, give some tropical vibes, and yeah, pretty much it. The last page of my health planner is my symptom overview tracker. This one is a mix of meds and supplements and symptom tracker. I track whatever I'm taking for my health or skincare, that kind of thing, here in this area. And then I will also track the severity of my symptoms for the day, how I was feeling. And then I'll usually give a little summary of whatever was going on so I can kind of relate it to the severity and the symptoms. So that's how I track and keep it pretty straightforward and simple, again, matching up with the monthly theme. So we're going to go ahead and move this guy out as well. Yeah, I can pull all of this out. And this is the health planner. Stick this to the back. Again, just hodgepodge of items as a storage planner. But I was really kind of admiring this cover. Really like it. I might have to use this next year for a main planner cover. So I haven't used it and thought about it in a while, and I kind of like it a lot. Okay, so that was my health planner. I've got July in. I'm going to go to the back here. And usually next to my health tracker, I also have another shared tab where I see my health stats as well next to it on a daily basis. So right now you're seeing my monthly health stats setup. This is to track basically all of those stats you see on the daily in a month format. So I can see like grand totals and daily averages for the month, and I can judge whether I'm going up and down. I have been improving since the beginning of the year, which I'm very excited about. Just going up, increasing in my daily steps, my mileage, calories burned, exercise minutes. Every month I'm improving, which has been really great to see. The only thing that's been a little bit more up and down has been my stand hours, but overall, and my sleep. But overall, the main fitness stats have all been improving month by month, which is really exciting to see. So I have that there. Behind it, I have my measurements tracker for each month. So I take my body measurements once a month and then I write it in there. And then next to it has a daily weight tracker, which I also fill in my weight every day. Those are available in my shop, these 3 items, if you're interested, but I'm not going to showcase the ones inside just because I like to keep those private at this point in my life. This last is a insert that I really liked that I made. It was actually made a couple of years ago for my goals, and then on the inside also I have my measurements and weight tracker. But I really like this page that I made for the back, which is just kind of some healthy habits to keep in mind to help me find my happy weight. So sometimes I reference this when I need a little bit of a reminder of how to proceed, and I just keep that in there for that. We are now on to the last planner we're going to go through, fourth planner, which is my agenda planner. This is basically my go-to planner for all my events, appointments, to-dos, that kind of thing. The very first spread is my agenda monthly or overview spread, kind of depends. I call it my month now just because I have a single page monthly here, which I use to track my schedule. But I also like to see other things, like I have my habits that I'm tracking here along with my monthly to-do list. I did do a setup video on this one as well for all the monthly pages. Did it in this really cute kind of beachy coastal, sea theme. Lots of different things. But it was a really fun setup. I used some stickers from Joann's. It's now out of business. Sad day. It was kind of fun just to play around with some stickers that I wouldn't normally have in my stash. They're a little bit thicker, but they held up really well. I was a little bit worried that the stickers were going to be, kind of cumbersome or maybe like peel off, but they held up great throughout the month, even though they have a little bit of dimension to them. So just something to keep in mind if you want to try something new. I've seen like the thicker stickers, I think they're called thickers, in Michael's and some other places, Hobby Lobby. So if you want to try something new that's not just like a flat sticker, give it a try. These ones held up really well. They're not super, super thick, but enough to, kind of try out. So something to keep in mind. On this spread, like I said, I have my habits, my monthly to-dos, and then here I have my events and appointments for the month, but I also started adding in some goal items to keep me on track each week with my goals and getting tasks done with that. So that's how it turned out, and really liked this theme. My next spread is my goals spread. This is a monthly goals and weekly tasks insert from my shop. This one is the 2.0 version with the 5 weeks. And I do a setup video every month with my goals, so you can see how I'm using this. But basically, I pick 4 goals to focus in on for the month, usually pulling from my quarterly goals. And then I break it down by weekly tasks to help me achieve these goals week by week. And again, themed out with that same kind of coastal sea theme, and loved it. For my weeklies, I am using the hourly dashboard lined version. This is a new insert to my shop this year, and I love this insert. It's just got everything that I've been wanting for quite a while, which is a way to time block my day and track my time, but also kind of have a to-do area where I can easily check off tasks and see everything all at once. And then also some space for some decor to keep things interesting. So this layout has really been working out well for me. I had a couple of people reach out to me and say that they are also enjoying this layout quite a bit. So I'm really happy about that there are other people who have benefited from the addition of this insert. But like I said, I've just been really loving it. I've been playing around with how to decorate it throughout the year and just seeing what works and what doesn't. It's a little bit more limiting than my horizontal layouts used to be, but it's a really good trade-off for what I get, which is just so much more efficiency with the time blocking that I really needed. So this first week I set up as a kind of a reading theme. Again, I don't think that there were many plan with me's this month. I want to say this one was definitely not a plan with me. I just remember throwing down some PET tape, cutting it in half and putting it on the other side with these books, and then just kind of filling in with a couple of other items from, I think, Play Anything and maybe even a Live a Posh book, sticker book. This one was an interesting week because I was not ready when the week started, so I ended up just making simple to-do lists on the side and filling in my time without any color to begin with. And then I ended up, I think either on Tuesday or Wednesday, starting to put in stickers to decorate it. I was just super busy and wanted to get, stuff done, but I didn't have time to decorate. So I ended up doing the fill-in, and it actually worked out fine. Not like my best, super exciting theme, but I just used some PET tape in some strategic areas, added a couple of stamp-like boxes that I got in a little tin. I think both were from Journal Say, and then added this quote, which was from a travel sticker book from Plentything. Fairly basic, kind of a gray theme, but I think it kept things interesting with the PET like cityscape idea and the addition of the other stickers as well. So I may have done a plan with me on this one. I think this was maybe the week that I did, and I just wanted to do like a picnic theme. But basically, again, I used a PET tape that I got from Journal Say recently. It had a bunch of different kind of picnic stickers, so I just mixed and matched them on the borders, did like a top and bottom border, added a bit of a washi tape for some color and matching boxes. A couple of quotes, called it good. I think this turned out really cute. Very like summer picnic idea. Lots of red, but I was very strategic with how much red I was putting down, so I was keeping the dots pretty small, and then anything that was like red highlighted, I just did a box instead of a full highlight, because red can get overwhelming really quick, so I didn't want that to happen. So I kept it kind of more neutral where I could. And then this was the final week. Again, this one I threw together at the last minute over the weekend, and this one turned out really good too. This time I did more of like a center theme here with some succulents vining down the page and a couple of clusters. I think these stickers may have been from a sticker book from Plentything, if I'm not mistaken. And then these little additional branches were from a roll I got from Amazon of like green branchy stickers. Added some washi tape, a couple of quotes. These are definitely from a Happy Planner sticker book, and a couple of pins to match, and that was it. So if you want to see more about like the items that went into each spread, like specific sticker books or washi tapes, pens, things like that, on my Instagram page, I usually showcase that in the very first photo of each of my before the pen posts. So if there's something very specific you're looking for, I'll start there, and then if you can't find what you're looking for, feel free to reach out to me on the DM, and I'd be happy to look that up and give you the details. The final spread in my agenda planner is my social media spread. Again, I theme it out with all of the same themes as the first two monthly spreads. This one I use to track my social stats, which is a custom spread that I've made based off of a single page monthly. I've added in some areas to track my monthly stat growth and some weekly items that I usually do for social here at the bottom. And then this is just my totals as far as followers and subscribers from Instagram and YouTube every day. Over here is my social media schedule. This is where I plan out the posts I'm going to put onto Instagram, and then the videos I'm going to post on YouTube. And that is it for June. I don't do anything with the back page. Let me go ahead and grab this out. And here is its storage planner. Where are we at? Just stick that in here. And we're all set. So the very last planner in this section is my finance planner or budget planner. I am using a printable from my shop. I have a budget planner set up, and I did go through what these pages look like and how I'm going to be using it in a video, I think last year, as well as in my planner setup if you want to know more. But basically I have my top tabs here for touching all the pages I need to touch every morning, and then that's pretty much it for that planner. The very last major section of my planner is that reference section I talked about earlier. And in here we have my 4 long-term storage categories that I have with bottom tabs down here in order to keep things at hand that I may need to reference and know where they're at, kind of at ease without having to search for them, but don't need to be in them every day. I also used some themed out, summer themed dashboards that I made last year for my summer refresh that I just went ahead and used again this year to simplify my life. Because they came out really cute, and I like to reuse things whenever possible, as long as they, hold up well. So they're just a layered vellum over a cardstock backer, and that is for each of the 4 categories that I set up here. The first category is for my personal items, anything that's like for home or for myself or that kind of thing that's more related to day-to-day household type stuff would go in there that I might need a reference. My next section is my business section, and in there that's all my Etsy ideas, things that are related to my Etsy business. I have a work tab, which is for my freelance business. Anything related to clients and things like that that I need to reference is in there. And then finally, I have my social media tab, which is all of my ideas and things for social media, YouTube, Instagram, that kind of thing. I also put in a summer pocket folder that I made last year, I think. Oh, I might have made those dashboards 2 years ago. So I think I made this one last year, this pocket folder. And again, another DIY. I love to make things for my planner, so if you want to know more about that, I have plenty of DIY videos on my channel. I have my 4-color friction pen, again, another erasable pen, but this one has 4 colors, along with a DIY pen loop I made, again. And then we have some extra paper at the back and my back cover. So that is it, friends. My entire flip through of my June After the Pen spreads here in my catch-all Frankenplanner. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch, and think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye!